Hello class, welcome in the lecture. So hope you all are fine at your homes. So be safe and participate in the healthy environment. So with these lines, let us start the lectures. Your first chapter is chemical reactions and chemical equations. Chemical reactions and equations. When we enter in the class 10th chemistry, if you look behind in the class 9th, there was 4 chapters without any single reaction. In the chemistry, there is only theory. But now in the 10th, there are different reactions, equations, and you have to go through all these things. Now you are all a part of the board also. So just take a serious moment and learn whatever the lectures, materials, things are provided by the teachers through different mediums. Don't go through your wasting of time. Try to grab the things regularly. I'm starting here, I'm begin here a lectures based on a chemical change. That will be a first lecture of your first chapter. And you will try to be learn, try to be note down the things provided here also. So let's start the chapter. Around us, around us, there are different types of changes. Regularly, you can see some of the changes are physical, some of the changes are chemical. But things is how we are actually getting to know the reaction is a physical change or the reaction is a chemical change. First thing, what actually strike in your mind, how to know, how to came to know the things are a chemical change. Beside that, what are the different properties gained by the different materials after a chemical change? And third thing is why chemical reactions. The third thing is why chemical reaction. That will be your homework. That will be your homework. From after this lecture, you will try to find out why chemical reaction. Okay? But let's start the chapter. This chapter actually concluded about the different types of reactions are surrounding. So whatever the things, whatever the different types of reactions are there, all these reactions are actually included, or you can see compiled in this chapter. Different types of reactions, different equations, different examples. So the first chapter is the one of the basic key concept of the chemistry. But before starting, let we discuss about chemical change. Let me discuss about chemical change. Look at the board. There is written involvement of electron to make a new bond. Involvement of electrons. Class, it is an important thing. It is a basic moment to learn. The chemistry is actually all about the involvement of electrons present in the atom. In class 9th, structure of atom already taught you. There are some particle, the subatomic particle, which is actually carried by the atom called electrons, and all the moment, whatever the things are changing in your surrounding, actually because of the involvement of this particular subatomic particle called electron. So when you learn the chemical change, actually you are learning about the involvement of electrons. If electrons involve in some different changes, the reaction, the change must be known as chemical change. But I will take one example. That is example from your syllabus, from your book. The first activity, most important activity is there. The first page in NCERT, the below corner having a one activity, that is a magnesium ribbon burning of magnesium ribbon. So you can see, if the magnesium ribbon burn in the air, if the magnesium ribbon burn in the air, there is a white powder formed called magnesium oxide. white powder formed magnesium oxide. But take a look, before burning the magnesium ribbon must be rubbed by the sandpaper to remove the coating of magnesium oxide and magnesium carbonate from the surface. Actually, magnesium is one of the active metal we have. It already reacted with the air and carbon dioxide oxygen to form one layer that take a surface over the magnesium ribbon, due to which magnesium ribbon is not easily burned in the air when we supply the oxygen, or when we actually ignited the magnesium. So to be smooth burning, magnesium ribbon must be cleaned before burning by sandpaper, just rubbing the sand surface, the magnesium oxide and magnesium carbonate cleaned out. Now magnesium ribbon burned with air to form a white powder. We have to learn is this a chemical change. For that, I already written some reactions. But when we burn the magnesium ribbon, we cannot look the reactions now. So first we have to learn this magnesium actually make a white powder called magnesium oxide. This white powder first dissolve. Dissolution means dissolve, to be dissolved. So magnesium oxide to be dissolved in the water to make a solution called magnesium hydroxide solution. And when we testing the solution by litmus paper, one by one, blue litmus paper and red litmus paper, there is no change in a blue litmus paper, but red litmus paper turned blue, indicating the solution was basic. The solution was basic. It means the metal after reaction they make a powder, and that powder, the white powder, is a basic powder which make a base with water because the red litmus paper turned blue. All these activity actually indicating there must be some chemical change inside. There must be some differences of the magnesium ribbon and white powder. There must be some differences of the properties of the magnesium ribbon and the powder. All these differences I actually summarized on the left side, you can see, and you can see what are the summarized what are the means basic differences are carried out there. So I first take out all the things when change in your surrounding, when change through the chemical reaction, through the chemical change, this is because of the involvement of electron. There is always a formation of a new bond. There is always a formation of a new bond. Actually, when a substance, when a subcompound, when a molecule, when a material involved in the chemical change, it actually form a new bond. How? Because of the involvement of electron. So for that, the breakdown of the old bond must be there. The old bond means the bond which actually compile together, which actually bind together the different particle, first breakdown, then involvement of electrons are there, and then the material change into the new formation, new bond, and there is a called change of chemical formula. Actually, formula based on the different arrangement of the atoms with a different bond called a chemical bond. Different atoms or molecules together bonded by a chemical bond to make a new formula, to make a formula. And this formula has to be changed because the bond is already changed. So when a bond is changed, when an old bond is break down, there must be change in a formula. Chemical formula must be changed out. And whenever the formula changes, there is always a chemical reaction takes place. Actually, chemical reaction means the changing of the formulas. Chemical reaction means whatever the initial formula we are taking, whatever the initial materials initial molecule substance we are taken, that become change. So change of formula accompanied with chemical reactions. Chemical reaction must be there. And when a chemical reaction must be there, there is formation of new substance. You already learned about that. In a chemical reaction, new substance is formed. So formation of new substance actually indicating the reaction was there. Which reaction? Chemical reaction. How? Because the formula was changed. How? Because the old bond was break down. How? Because the new bond was formed. And whenever a new substance are formed, must be gain new properties. So overall, if we summarize the things, the actually chemical change accompanied with chemical reactions, accompanied with break up old bond to make a new bond, to make a new formula, to make a new properties of the substance. So from the example, the magnesium ribbon having a different formula, magnesium oxide have a different formula. Just now a contemporary look at the means match the things, magnesium and magnesium oxide both are having a different formula. So there must be a breakdown of the bond of oxygen and of magnesium to make a new bond between magnesium and oxygen. When a new bond is formed, must be breakdown of the old bonds, must be formation of a new formula, must be called a chemical reaction, must be having a new new substance, that is magnesium oxide, must be having a new properties in magnesium oxide. So in magnesium oxide, there is no any property left of magnesium and oxygen. There is a totally new property gained by the magnesium oxide. So class, actually, we try to learn the chemical change is actually a compilation of all these things. Whatever the things are written on the board, the compilation of all these things are called a chemical change. Chemical change. You have to note it down all these points. You have to note it down all these points. This is the actually a key points of the chemical change. When you listen a chemical change, what is a chemical change? You must be strike with these points. Electron involvement, breakdown of the bond, formation of a new bond, chemical change, reaction should be there, some formula will be formed, some property will be gained, and all these things you can be tested by the activity given in the NCERT, the first activity in your chapter, the bonding of magnesium ribbon, because there is a new substance, that's why the lead litmus paper turns blue. Otherwise, there will not be any change in the litmus paper, because litmus paper changing the change of the color indicating there was some different substance formed, because magnesium will not change the color. Magnesium ribbon with a litmus paper, there is no change. But if the magnesium oxide or its solution changes the color, indicating there are the two different substances. So students, first in this chapter, in this lecture, first try to change a chemical change, and if there is any other suggestion about the chemical change or any other key factor, key points you are knowing, let me know also through your comments. So try to be learn the first lecture, the very short lecture I am preparing on the chemical change. Next time we'll start chemical reactions, some characteristics of chemical reactions, chemical equations, balancing. We'll learn one by one. But first, try to learn these things. And my question is, in the last, my question is, why chemical change? Why chemical change? Why chemical changes are there? We'll give you answer of this question in the next lecture, but before that you have to learn, you have to find out the answer, the appropriate answer, and comment me in a comment box why a chemical change, why a chemical reaction. If you're getting a point, must me let me know also what is the point, what is the answer of this question, and start your chapter. Okay, meet you in your next lecture. Thank you.